All right, let's talk about the stock market. It sounds super complex, maybe even a little intimidating, right? But what if I told you it's actually way simpler than you think? By the end of this, I promise you're going to see it in a completely new light. So let's dive in. So, just imagine for a second this huge global engine, the one that literally powers our entire economy and builds massive fortunes. What if that whole thing was just a farmer's market? Seriously, that's the big idea we're going to run with today. It's a super simple analogy, but trust me, it unlocks, well, pretty much everything. Okay, so welcome to the market. Let's take a walk around. Before we start filling our baskets, we've got to learn the language, figure out what's what. Think of this as our little cheat sheet, a Rosetta Stone for the market. It's easy. A company? That's just a vendor, right? Like the farm that has the absolute best apples. A share of stock? Well, that's you buying a little piece of their future harvest. And the stock exchange? The NYSE, the NASDAQ, that's just the big market square where all the vendors set up their stalls. You're the investor, so you're the shopper, walking around deciding what looks good. And the regulators? They're just the market inspectors, making sure nobody's tipping the scales and that the produce is legit. See? Pretty simple when you put it that way. And this is really the most important part to get. When you buy a stock, or, the fancy term is equity security, you're not just gambling on some random letters on a screen. No way. You are buying a tiny piece of that actual business. You become a part owner of that farm. You literally have a claim on its future profits, its future success. It's a huge deal. All right, so we're in the market, we know the lingo. Now for the fun stuff. Let's go shopping. What's actually for sale here? Because you've got everything from individual apples to like these giant pre-made baskets. So you've basically got two main ways to shop. First, you can buy an individual stock. That's like walking up to one single farm stall and saying, I'm betting everything on your blueberries this year. Now, if they have an amazing season, you're going to do great. But what if a freak hailstorm wipes out their entire crop? Yeah, you're kind of in trouble. The other option, you could buy an index fund. Think of this as a pre-packed basket that has a little something from every single farm in the market. So if the blueberry crop fails, it's no big deal because you've also got apples and carrots and corn. You get the idea. It gives you safety through diversification, instantly. And of course, you've got other options too. There are specialty baskets, right? Dividend funds, those are like buying from farms that are famous for always sharing a bit of their extra harvest with you. And then you have thematic or sector funds. Those are baskets that only have one type of thing in them, like a basket with only tech stuff or only healthcare stuff. So yeah, there are a ton of choices. Okay, so we know what's for sale, but why are the prices always changing? Why are apples $5 one day and 6 the next? It really all comes down to the buzz of the crowd. And the engine behind that buzz is so simple. It's just two words: supply and demand. That's it. If a bunch of shoppers suddenly all want to buy apples, but there's only a limited supply, well, the price is going to go up. And if way more people are trying to sell their apples than buy them, the price goes down. That is the core of everything. So what makes people suddenly want to buy or sell? Well, a bunch of things. If a company has awesome earnings, that's like their apples just won first prize at the state fair. Suddenly, everybody wants some. Or what about bad news? Like a new regulation comes out. That's like hearing a big storm might have ruined the crop. People get nervous. And then there's just sentiment. Imagine a famous chef posts online about how amazing one vendor's tomatoes are. The next day, there's a line around the block, and everyone's willing to pay more. It's all about the story. Okay, so we get what the market is, and we get how it works. But now for the big question, the one that really matters. Why should you care? Why should you even bother shopping here at all? Well, this is about planting seeds for your own future. And it really all starts with this nasty little problem called inflation. The best way to think about it is like a spoilage rate for your cash. Every single year, the money you have just sitting there loses about 2 to 3% of its power. So the $100 you have today, next year it'll only buy you what, like $97 or $98 buys you today. Your money is literally slowly melting like an ice cube on the sidewalk. And this quote, man, it just nails it. If you only hold cash, it's like leaving your money in the parking lot while everyone else buys seedlings that produce more fruits each season. You're just standing on the sidelines. You're missing out on all the growth happening inside. And the engine that powers all that growth, It's this almost magical idea called compound growth. This is the real secret sauce. It's not just about your money making money. It's about the money your money already made starting to make its own money. Sounds a little weird, I know, but let me show you how it works. Okay, check this out. Year one, you start with $100. It grows by 7%, so you make $7. Easy enough. But here's what a magic kicks in. Year two, you're not earning 7% on your original $100. No, you're earning it on $107, so you make a little more. And then in year three, you're earning it on an even bigger pile of money. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. It just gets bigger and bigger, faster and faster. This right here, stretched out over years and decades, this is how real wealth is built. All right, are you starting to feel it? Good, because now it's time to get practical. Let's talk about what your first shopping trip might actually look like. Here's a simple blueprint to get you started. First things first, let's be smart about this. We gotta manage our risk. This is just common sense, right? Diversify. Don't bet your entire food budget on just the blueberry stand. Lengthen your horizon. Look, one bad season for apples doesn't really matter if you're planning on being a customer for the next 30 years. And maybe the most important one, have discipline. Make a shopping list before you go to the market and actually stick to it. Don't let the vendor with the flashiest sign distract you from your plan. So here's a simple 5-step blueprint to put this into action. 1. Know why you're shopping. Are you saving for retirement way down the road or for a down payment in 5 years? It matters. 2. Start with a diversified core. Remember that big mixed basket from all the farms? That's a great place to start. 3. Automate it. Just set it up so you make a regular contribution every single month without even thinking about it. 4. Reinvest those dividends. When you get a little extra payout, use it to buy more. And 5, and this is the hard part, just stay the course. Make a plan and then trust your plan. And when you zoom out, here's what it all comes down to. Most of the time, we're just consumers in the economy. We buy stuff. But when you invest, something profound happens. You stop being just a consumer, and you become an owner. You get a piece of the action. You get to share in the success of the companies that are building the world around us. It's a total shift in how you see everything. So there you have it. We've walked through the whole market, we've learned the language, we've seen the incredible power of growth. The only question left is for you. Your basket's empty. So what are you going to fill it with?